Alright guys, so welcome back to Into the Infinityverse, where I talk about certain things of the Infinityverse, the shared fanfiction universe that my friend Jason Voorhees 2011 and I work on together. And today I'm going to be doing an updated version of a video I have done previously, and kind of talk more about what's going to happen with this aspect of the Infinityverse, and that's Gravity Falls. Now, a lot of you who have read Gravity Falls, who have been reading the Infinityverse storyline, know that there have been some changes. Well, it's going to get a lot more different very soon. I'm going to do my best without spoiling anything, and I'm just going to go into detail. So let's talk about the first major thing that's happening in the Infinityverse continuity is that, yes, Dipper Pines is a villain. He has gone full evil in the Dark Phoenix storyline, and he hasn't. He's on the cusp of crossing the threshold. I'm not going to say how he gets there, but he is going to have a moment, and he will cross that threshold. I'm not going to say how, but he is into full villainy. He is going, but right now he's kind of like, well, I'm doing this because Wendy's been her mind's been infected by the Phoenix Force, and you know, I'm just trying to help her. The superheroes didn't help me. They were more convinced. They were more concerned about, you know, themselves, or at least in my head they were. So yeah. And honestly, like, a lot of people have said, oh, you really like to play the whole Dipper's a villain thing. Yeah, because he works as a villain. He really does work better as a supervillain. The guy's got has got a brilliant mind, which he's used for really awful things. Let's be real. He's used it for a lot of awful things, and the only thing that stopped him is his family kind of bringing him back to his morality back. But what happens when that morality is crossed? Like, when you cross out that morality for someone. Now, a couple other things is that the Pines family are certain members of the Pines family are members of the Infinity League. Dipper and Mabel were in training and actually got a boost from Professor Utonium, who created this thing called Chemical V, which was supposed to be like a super soldier project, but the thing was it only worked for a certain blood type, which Dipper and Mabel had, and they've been taking it to supplement their training, and they've been trained by April from the Ninja Turtles. She was their sensei and training them to and once she would give them the all clear, they would be out there, but she never gave it to them. Also, Dipper had been masquerading at the time as the villain called the Red Talon. So the Red Talon is Dipper's villain persona, which at first he was using to collect certain objects to, as he claimed to his sister, he's like, oh, I'm protecting the League by hiding all of our weaknesses. But really, what he was really doing was essentially making countermeasures which in his mind, originally it was meant to stop any member of the League who was mind controlled or went evil. But he's the one who's gone full evil. And that project is called, and those files are called the Babel files. As in Tower of Babel. Yeah, that's gonna happen later on, just saying. Anyway. But now, the League, he felt like the League betrayed him and Wendy, and the other thing is, as I've talked about, is that, yes, in this continuity, Wendy's mother is the Baroness from G.I. Joe. We're explain that in an upcoming story, which, yes, for those wondering, the next chapter of Dark Phoenix is being worked on. It's a really big chapter, and I do stress, really big chapter. It's going to be like a giant-sized issue. So in this, Wendy is her mother. She's going to find out very soon that, yes, that is her mother. Not going to spoil. It's not going to spoil how that happens. But yeah, so Dipper and Wendy are going to go full dark side at some point. But you're probably wondering, what about, Mabel and, what about Mabel? What about, the other characters? Well, we're going to talk about that. Basically, Mabel is also like Dipper. She was training to be a member of the Infinity League, and unlike Dipper, she is going to have her own superhero persona. Not going to say what that is, but it's going to be something akin to, Daredevil and Nightwing. I will say that much. Her persona is going to be very Daredevil, Nightwing kind of persona. As for Ford, he has been part of the Infinity League and was also part of the Illuminati group that caused the whole Dark Phoenix thing to kick off. So him, Optimus, Washu, Ozpin, Moon Butterfly, Zordon, and Rose Quartz all were the reason why the Phoenix has come back. So there's that. Among other things is that Ford has been like a medic for the because he understands like superhuman biology for spending so much time in roaming around the multiverse. So he understands he has like an understanding of superhuman biology. So he's been kind of like a team doctor in a way. So, and as for Stan, he never joined the League because they wouldn't have him, and he didn't want to be a part of it. So, yeah, he wanted no part of being part of the Infinity League, and they didn't want him. He has, however, he was aiding Dipper in his little collection of, his little fake villainy, until it became like a little too real for him. Stan is also going to be going out on his own because, as we mentioned in the Wendy spotlight, was that Stan does have a daughter out there. He doesn't know where she is, but he's going to go eventually looking for her. Not going to say who the daughter is, but when you realize who it is, you're going to be like, that makes too much sense. Yeah, so Stan does have a daughter, and we are going to reveal it at some point, but like, once you see who Stan's daughter is, it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. That, like, that makes way too much sense. And you may be thinking, like, okay, so Mabel, why are you making Mabel a superhero? Because we feel like Jason and I really kind of like talked about this, and like, yeah, it kind of feels like Mabel got away with a little too much throughout Gravity Falls without any kind of consequences, with nothing too major, and her personality never really grew and changed. So in here, we're going to be putting her through the ringer and kind of making that kind of character change for her. We're basically going to we're going to have her have a little born again moment. We're going to let her have her own born again storyline in a way. Well, kind of born again in a way. So there's Mabel. As for the other characters, we do have plans for the other characters. Regarding Pacifica, her family's just been killed off because in here, it was revealed that they made a deal, her parents made a deal with Alistair from, of course, Hazbin Hotel. And Alistair wanted to get her soul too because it was promised to her, but what happened was another demon came along and rescued her, and she gave her soul to that demon. That being Sebastian, as in that's Sebastian from Black Butler. And her and Sebastian are going to go on some adventures with some other characters from Gravity Falls because, yeah, Gravity Falls still has some mysteries out there, but the Pines twins are no longer going to be there. The House of Pines is going to be burning. That's the best way I can describe it, is that the House of Pines is going to be up in flames very soon. But yeah, so there's still mysteries out there, and, there needs to be a mystery group to join, to figure it all out. A Mystery Incorporated, one might say. Hint, hint. Anyway. So yeah, some of the other side characters from Gravity Falls are going to have their own little stories with Pacific. Also, yeah, Dipper and Wendy are together here. They are together here. We also have Mabel, who is in our continuity, and this was something Alex Hirsch wanted to do with Mabel, apparently, was to make her pansexual. So Mabel is pan in our continuity. As to having a relationship, I think if you've read the Infinityverse, you kind of know who we're building to being her MJ, I think. But the question is she going to be Mabel's MJ, or is she going to be her Gwen Stacy? Not gonna say. I actually did think of a line where Dipper says, "Come on, Mabel, what do you think I'm gonna do? Grab her and throw her? Grab her, take her to the nearest building, and throw her? and throw her off the Golden Gate Bridge. Come on, it'd be a lot worse. I'd do a lot worse. I had that thought in my head. It's just like as a fun reference to Spider-Man. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, the House of Pines is going to be up in flames very soon, and the repercussions are going to be reverberating throughout the Infinityverse. But anyway, so there you go, guys. That is pretty much some more info on the Gravity Falls side of things for the Infinityverse. You guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this? Like it, hate it? Other than that, check out the link below to my Patreon. And other than that, I am Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.